I just kind of felt like talking tonight because, um, well, let's just say about 3 years ago, well, not about 3 years ago, but 3 years ago today, my house caught on fire. I was just a wee little lad, and, I came home from school and I walked to my house and there was smoke coming out of the gutters. It's been 3 years. It's so odd. I didn't even wake up this morning and thinking that. I woke up and I'm like, oh, today's a shitty day. I've been in extreme pain all freaking day, and I skipped school today, and I just kind of in the middle of the day around 5 o'clock. I'm like, wow, it's been 3 years since I walked up to my house and it was on fire. Um, that's kind of interesting. Um, it's been 3 freaking years. Um, I just kind of wanted to vent. I know probably no one's gonna join this, but I really just wanted to feel like someone was listening. So I thought that may as well talk. I would like to explain what happened. Basically, there was like a school. I remember the entire thing, note for note. There was a school field trip that day, and I had went. It was fun. It was fine, and I came home on the bus. And basically, my neighborhood, I still live in it now. There's a big park right in the center, perfect for little kiddos. Um, and it's like my bus stop, and then this giant kind of hill and then a park, and then on the other side of the hill was my house. And so whenever I got off the bus and when I walked to my house, I always wanted to go over the hill because it would be quicker than walking around it. And when I say hill, I don't mean 10 feet tall. I mean like if you were standing as a what like 4'10" child, kind of just standing at the edge, you would not be able to see the house. And so I had got off the bus and I was talking to my best friend at the time. He was a neighborhood kid, loved him so dearly, went on so many freaking adventures with him, still know him now. His name starts with an S, so I'll call him S. But we were just talking about me wanting to go to his house later that night to go play on his headset. And I'm like, okay, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then I walk over the hill of the park. I walk over and I see smoke. I'm looking at the sky. I'm not looking directly at my house. I'm looking at the sky. And I'm like, "Oh, looks like the back neighbor's house is on fire. Ooh. Ooh, no." And so I kind of start rushing a little bit. And I see our dear friend, my dear friend, our someone who paid to live at our house. He lived in a trailer in front of the house. I had a weird life. Um his name starts with C, so let's call him C. Actually, no, CWG. It would make sense if you knew him. So CWG, he was pacing in front of the mailbox that was right in front of our house. One of those like big clump mailboxes that are in like neighborhoods, and he was like pacing in front of the in front of the in front of the mailbox. And he looks at me. He can see me out of the corner of his eye. He's on his phone, and he looks at me and he goes, "Dead name. The house is on fire." My little child brain was like, "What the fuck?" I started like having a panic attack. I started swearing aggressively. I had a mental breakdown at that park just when kids were coming up. Since there's a lot of really young kids, like kindergarten level at my in my neighborhood, they have like this little after school club that meets at the park, and it's a little playground center. and they see me sobbing on the ground, screaming and cursing, and the house in front of me on fire, and they're like, "Oh no," and I was just having an aneurysm, and I look to my right past the bushes, and I see my mom sitting in a neighbor's chair in a wearable blanket, nothing else, no shoes on, just sitting in the grass in a wearable blanket and a chair, and my father holding my dog. They're both dead silent. My mom is shaking. My dad's just completely unfazed because he's always unfazed with everything. CWG is like hugs me, and I'm horrified. I've known this man since I was. You know what? He met my mom when she was pregnant with me, so like he's been in the family for quite a bit, right? It's insane. I went over and sat by my mom and just sat there and cried. I sat there and just cried with my mother as firemen hooked up a hose that was like, what, 30 feet from the house to a fire hydrant that was 30 feet from the house. This million-foot long hose stretching across the entire neighborhood to put our house fire out. And then I got the information. CWG was like, "Oh, by the way, Nilla's still in the house. She hasn't come out yet, and we haven't seen her. Nilla's my cat." And so when I learned my cat was still in there, I lost my. I was even more of a mess than I was a second ago. I was just flabbergasted. But as the neighborhood kids watched with amazement at my house burning, and I sat there in my mother's arms crying with my dog, my dad gave me no comfort. The CWG gave me more comfort than my dad. That's kind of sad. I hate my father. Anyway, and my mom starts filming. That video is still up on this channel. It was a while ago, I mean, obviously, but that video is still up on the channel. I should post it at some point. But I was just a little kid. I was wearing a Def Leppard shirt, man. I was wearing a Def Leppard shirt. Help me, Jesus. But, then we get the revelation. A firefighter runs out of the house, the smoke-filled, asbestos-filled, waterboarded house, dragging my cat out. He's holding this wheezing, coughing, snotting cat, running out. He gives her CPR. He gave my cat CPR. The one person who just joined left. I don't blame them. But he gave my cat CPR. Saved my cat from a burning building. And she survived. She's still in this house today. Little crap. Her name's, I already said her name, but she's a little crap. She's a little stupid crap nugget. I love her. But, then my grandmother pulled up in her shitty white car from 2011. She pulled up because mom called her apparently at some point. And she's like, "Oh my God!" She's screaming. She owned the house. That was the rough part. She was our landlord. And so seeing her little then granddaughter, not anymore, seeing her little grandkid and her daughter and her son-in-law and the roommate that we had who she used to hate and still does hate, all sitting in front of the house in shambles. She's like, "Oh my gosh." She got me into her car. So I watched my house burn down from her car. And then I'm like, "No, I don't want to be in the car. I want to be here." So I got out of the car. She stayed in the car. And we continued to sit there. And then, here's a big one. Then, my neighbor came. Her name, let's call her Miss Joy. no, Grandma Joy. Grandma Joy, she's a neighbor. She's a neighborhood person. She was quite the cat. She was 80 years old at that time, and she came walking up to me as me and my family watched my house being burned down, and she walked up with her stupid little chihuahua in hand, and she walked up and she's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a month." And I'm like, "Hi, Grandma Joy. Hi. Hi, Grandma Joy." And she's like, "Oh, how you doing?" And we're like, "Grandma Joy, our house is burned down." And she's like, "That's not your house, is it? That's not your house." Even though she's been to our house several times, she's like, "Oh, well, I just turned 80. I just turned 80." And we're just sitting there like, "We don't care how old you are." And she just walks away like, "Well, I'll see you tomorrow. You want to come to my house for rock painting?" Which is an invitation she gave us several times and never fulfilled on it. Anyway, we continue to just sit there, and then this is a doozy. My window was kind of smashed open because they needed to kind of get in the actually, no, never mind. Why was it smashed open? I don't know. My window was smashed open for some reason, and I had a heart-shaped balloon half deflated in my closet that I had kept from Valentine's Day a couple months, well, no, not a couple, 1 month before. And as we're sitting there, all hope lost, this heart-shaped balloon that was in my closed closet that was half deflated slowly flew out of my room and up into the sky. That was a sign. At least my spiritual mother and my Catholic grandmother thought so. That was a sign from something above that we would be okay. I obviously didn't buy it. I was a little atheist in the making. I didn't understand. Well, I don't really want to talk anymore. Thanks for letting me vent. Chat. There's nobody here. Well, I love you guys. Bye.